们这个采访也是比较突然哈，让您这个没幸亏戴了是吧？啊。
And we are very lucky because we have this hat in my package.
您能给我们演示一下吗？
Could you please show us a little bit how it functions? This is the hat, the traditional hat for the dance, and this is a hat for male. Actually, there is an explanation behind the naming of this hat. For the Korean ethnic group, when they are doing the farming work in the land, in order to chase away the mosquitoes, they have a band attached to it. First, we need to fix the hat, because when the band turns, then the hat would fall if you don't attach it very strongly to the hat. So it means you need a lot of preparation before performing the dance. And later, when the band turns, there would be a force of 10 kilos that is about to drive away the hat. At the beginning, we thought that you need your neck to move the hat and the band, but actually, finally, the force comes from the hat, comes from the leg. At the historic origin, the color of the flower is white. However, according to the Chinese traditional culture, white color is not a very lucky one. So some people have changed it into a pink color or another color other than the white color. You have a rope here. So now we are about at the end of the preparation, and we are looking forward to your performance. This is a medium-sized hat with more than 10 meters of ribbon, and you have 3 ribbons at the same time. So you would rotate the ribbon at your left hand and at your right hand, and also forward and backward. And there we have the fusel attached to it. There's a weight inside, so you should be very careful. And you should go through a long period of exercise in order to do the performance, otherwise you would be hurt. Thank you very much. And now we're about to go to have a look at the birthday parties, the birthday feasts, and later we will come back to you. Thank you so much for performing for us this traditional dance with the hat. And in the middle of the group, there's an important feast. We say that for a traditional Korean people, they have 3 important feasts during the lifetime. One of them is to celebrate the 60th birthday. Only 3 important feasts in one's daily life, in one's whole lifetime. So the 60th birthday is the last most important feast. And those are the family members and friends to celebrate the 60th birthday feast for their member in the family, and everyone's coming to the feast, and they are singing and dancing. And this Korean group of people, they are very good at singing and dancing. Now everybody can take your seats. We can look at their traditional clothes.
Mishan 市朝鲜族职工之家第一小组小组长吴长浩于景。
And now we are reading the names of the people celebrating their 60th birthday. The couple of Liang Herong, for example. Those are the stars of our event of today. Those are the couples. I will take you to view the first event of the feast. So let's get a closer look at the food. For example, the chestnut and red dates on the table, and some other very special and traditional local food. And there is a little girl here, and she's the family member of the star of our day, and she has 5 years old. And they are singing the birthday song to the elderly people. And today you are celebrating the birthday of whom? My grandmother and grandfather from my mother's side. So let's look at her clothing. It's very cute. What's your name? And you are going to offer the flower to your grandmother and grandfather. Actually, why we are showing to you this 60th birthday feast, because for the Korean people, they are highly attached to the older generation. They are an example of filial piety. They could show 100% respect to and love to their older generation. And this is the candy from the glutinous rice. And you can only buy this during the festivals like the Spring Festival and some other important events. And those are all candies. And the chicken. Chicken should be put in such a position. This is a must for this kind of 60th birthday feast. And to the other side of the table, as we can see, another row of delicious food. For example, the glutinous rice cake in different colors. And here we can see different kinds of fruit. And we have the criteria for the decoration based on colors. You should match different colors of fruit together. And usually, how long is the table? It depends. If it is a very big family, the family has a lot of members, has a lot of children, then the table would be longer. And just now, for that previous event, for the previous stage, the boys should pay tribute to their grandmother, grandfather. They should do like this, and the elbow should touch the ground. This is a gesture for the boys, and for the girl, they should do like this. And they should lean to 45 degrees. So it's different from the gesture of the boys. And for this important feast, apart from the delicious food and the respect paid to the elderly people, you can see some other important characteristics. We are doing this in order to pay tribute to the elderly people. Those are the two students from a middle school. Here in our middle schools, they have a class designated to teach the students to respect and love their senior family members.
我们现在到另一侧，现在到另一侧啊，因为
Now we
今
are at
天
the
啊
other
是除了
side.
这个民俗舞蹈表演以外，还有好多。
Today, apart from the dance performance, you can also participate in some sport events, and you can join the activities of handcraft making. For example, for the making of traditional clothes, the clothing for the children. And also the chess. And over there, people are making another kind of traditional food. For example, the seaweed with rice. And here is the wrestling performance. Let's look over there. When they do wrestling, they will choose a sand ground. And 시르무 is the traditional name in the Korean language, in their local language. And this wrestling has a very long history for their ethnic group. And every year for the winner of the wrestling, he can receive an award, which is a cow. And we can go over there to watch a chess game. Here we play chess in a different way. So, you are having a match, right? What are the rules? So you have two sides. You need to kill the general of the opposite side. So the Korean chess has the same table and the same players on the chessboard as the Chinese traditional chess. However, to start the game, to start the match, we have different positioning of the general. And also for the movements of this player. In traditional Chinese chess, we cannot let this player to go across the middle line, which is the river, and here we allow that, and they can move in another line, because in traditional Chinese chess, this particular chess player could not go anywhere he wants. He could only go like diagonal. We have lessons in schools to teach us how to play chess. And after school, you can also have a lot of practices. Are you strong on the traditional chess? It's just so-so. Actually, he's very good at this. He has won a lot of prizes in national tests. Actually, in school, a lot of people are better than I. Zangi is the name in the Korean language of this chess. Zangi. Thank you. This is a ground for wrestling. It's like a very simple beach. And here we can see a performance of the Korean wrestling. Could you please give us an introduction? Later there will be a performance, right? Yes. Could you please show us a little bit the rules of wrestling? It's 시르무 in the traditional language. We have two people wrestling with each other. And when there is a big event, for example, there is a big agricultural harvest, then we will organize a wrestling like this. Two people. They will first kneel down, and they put their right hand to the other people's back, and the other hand will try to hold the other people. And then when the game starts, when the wrestling starts, there is no time limit. When one of them is put down to the ground, then the match ends. This is a ribbon. We have one ribbon for the leg and another for the waist. So one of the player would hold the waist ribbon from the back, and another hand with its ribbon on the leg to the other side to celebrate important festivals. And the winner of the wrestling can own an ox. It's a very big ox, and it's a very big prize for the people here. Could you please give us a demonstration? Of course. So they will not wear the shoes. So you can see that one of their hand is on the other person's leg ribbon and the other hand to the other person's back. And the judge will pat on their shoulder. It means the wrestling begins. And there's no time limit. As long as you can put the other one to the ground, then you can win. So one of them is down to the ground. So in this case, you can see that this one, he wins. However, we will play 3 rounds. And if you can win 2, then you're the winner. So is it possible that this wrestling competition goes on and on since there is no time limit? No. If the game goes on like this, we would consider it's an even game. And we have the age groups, for example, for the elementary school students, for the students from middle school, and for adults. So let's give an interview to the winner. So you've been practiced this for how long? Several months. And after several months, you are the winner now. You should learn different techniques, and you should know what is the degree of the force you should impose on the other person, and how you can synchronize your hands and your arm and your legs. Will be hurt? No, because we always have something to protect us on the ground. For example, the sand here. Do your parents support you in the sport? Yes. He has a PhD, for your knowledge. He's very clever. Okay, let's see another event here. This is another traditional activity. It's also the first time for me to see this. This looks like another kind of chess. This is the map. We start here, and here is the end. You have 4 of this. If you can have the pattern like this, 1 crab stick clean, and 3 others with the crosses, then you can move 1 step. And when you throw the crab sticks another round, you have 2 clean crab sticks and 2 with decoration of the crosses. Then you can move 2 steps forward. So those are the crab sticks used for the game. And we can throw it, yes. So it looks like a dice, but in another way, yes, in order to have the number. So let's have a try here. Okay, we have thrown it. We have 3 clean crab sticks, so we can move 3 steps forward. You should throw all the 4 crab sticks at the same time. So let's have a try again. So now the result is I can move forward 1 step. So if you can have 1 clean crab stick, you can move by 1 step. If there are 3 clean crab sticks, then you can move 3 steps. So it's the same idea as the dice. And it helps you to move forward to get to the final point. And usually we will play this game during the Women's Festival and when there is a family get-together or on the 15th of January according to the lunar calendar. And now it's almost 11 o'clock in the morning. Let's see another event. Just now we have watched the wrestling, the chess, and we have other games like the swing. However, today we have limited space for the organization, so we cannot see the swing. But we have this, a jumping board. Okay, this boy is too small, too young for the game. In the middle, we have something to support the board, and later we can find someone to play the springboard for us. It's a pity that we could not have the performance with the swing because we have limited space. And it's raining now. Maybe it would be harder for the people to perform the springboard for us. This is the springboard, right? Yes. You can have 2 people standing at 2 ends of the springboard, and usually these 2 people should have similar weight, otherwise it would be hard for them to play the board. And it's a very traditional sport event of our ethnic group. And each one has its turn to jump. So let me have a try. Be careful. I just tried a little bit. Actually, you should jump quite high with it. Over there, you can see a lot of beautiful paintings by the students, and those are the works that have won the prizes in the competition. And those are the paintings to show you the traditional clothing of the people. And from the paintings, you can tell that they have different styles of clothing. Some of them have lighter colors, some others more colorful decorations. This is the art teacher. This is the first prize. And here you can see the traditional letters of the language. Later, I think I would show you the delicious food here. What can we have today? Some special food here. For example, the seaweed with the rice, the fried glutinous rice cake, and the pickled vegetables. How old are you? 16. And you can make all these food by yourself. So you have the lesson to teach people how to cook in school. Yes, once or twice a week. The students like it a lot, and so do the parents. It's in this way that we can pass the traditional knowledge about the cooking to the next generation. So let's check our food. I can't wait to see them. And you know that a lot of people like the Korean food and also the alcohol based on rice. A lot of people have come to visit this exhibition about the traditional food. And over there, students are making the food. So let's see one after another. So, what do you want to show to us first? Okay, because those are the Korean girls, to interpret the names of the food from Korean to Mandarin, it takes a lot of effort for them. And this is the pickled vegetables from the cabbage, pickled cabbage. So first, you need to cut the pickled cabbage into smaller pieces. Yes, we have pickled this vegetable yesterday. First, you should clean this cabbage and you should wash it carefully, and you should add up some salt. After half an day, you will clean the salt, and then you add the sauce. Those are the pepper sauce or others. And you can also have the garlic, apple, and pepper, salt, and other ingredients. We mix them together and we would put the sauce on the surface of the cabbage. And then we should wait a period of time. Yes. How long would that take? 3 to 5 days. And then we can eat, right? Yes. So let's look at this cabbage. This is cabbage already pickled for 1 day, half a day to 1 day. And then you should put it into a container with a cover.
然后，而且大家看这个辣白菜在涂抹的时候，它是一层一层的，就是把这个辣酱涂抹上去。所以我觉得很关键的是这个酱哈，这个酱是很关键的。
And the sauces play an important role here. And when you are daubing it to the cabbage, you should do one layer after another.
你看啊，我们普通看到的辣白菜，感觉好像是这个白色的。这个大家看一下，这个酱里面其实有好多佐料，比如说有这个葱。
There are a lot of ingredients in this sauce. For example, the garlic and the green onion, etc. A lot of them. So for one cabbage, you need to do the daubing work one layer after another. So after you finish one, you should put it over there and one after another. And here we have the fried glutinous rice cake. You want to have a taste of it? It's ready, we can eat then, so let me have a try. You can have different forms of the glutinous rice cake. This is with garlic. And here you have the cabbage and the fish meat. And here is the glutinous rice cake. And they are in red color. Where does the red come from? Actually, it comes from the pepper sauce. Some people prefer to make it more spicy, so they could add up more pepper sauce. And here inside we put the pepper sauce, the water, and some sugar. You have very sticky soup inside. First you prepare the soup and then you will put the glutinous rice cake inside. It will take in general 20 minutes in order to let that sauce go into the glutinous rice cake. Do we have to boil the glutinous rice cake before putting them into the pot? No, you don't have to. I've tried one piece. This is very good. And those in your pot, it's mainly the fish meat, right? And also some other cabbage. Because each week they have a lesson of practices, so they learned a lot in school. They have learned the most typical way of cooking. From their childhood, they started to learn how to cook in a traditional way, so without the parents' help, they can cook the food for themselves. Usually for a meal, for a family meal, what will you cook? Seaweed with rice or the fried glutinous rice cake. The seaweed over there is finished. For the moment, we are waiting for the second round because they are so popular. And now, we can taste a little bit this fried glutinous rice cake. Okay, it's very hot. Yes, I think it's another piece of fish meat. And to cook, the temperature should be held at a good level. It should not go too high. This sauce is different from that sauce to make the pickled vegetable. It's another kind. So after having tasted those different food, the glutinous rice cake and the fish meat, we can move around, and since the seaweed with rice is finished, we can come back then for a second round. And here, these are the pickled vegetables. And those are homemade, handmade by those Korean ladies. Just now, we've shown you around for this traditional cultural festival. And it's raining now. However, people are still very enthusiastic about the food tasting over there. And all of the food present is here are the traditional food. That means people every day in their life would eat this kind of food. And the Korean ethnic group has a lot of culture and a long history, and the people, they are good at singing and dancing, and they have a traditional of respecting the elderly generation. That is about the end of today's program. Please stay with us for the future reports.